Hello and good evening from St. Louis Park. It's the St. Louis Park Orioles against the De La Salle Islanders tonight for a Friday night football in October. And joining me tonight is Paul Beaudoin. And Paul, is a little cooler than normal. I think the last game we did, it was probably like 80 degrees up here in the press box, and outside it was very warm. Here it's opposite conditions. We've had some snowflakes falling. We've had heavy winds and temperature that's what about 30, 35 degrees from my car when I was heading over here. So.
Yeah, indeed. It is a cold one. Last time I was here with you, I think it was 80 degrees. It was a beautiful kind of summer evening, and now here we are. It's 35 degrees with a 24-degree wind chill and a stiff southwest 20-mile-an-hour wind.
And that's only in 3 weeks.
Right. And you know what we call that? Football weather.
Minnesota, I think, is what we call it. Well, Thomas Moot will kick off. De La Salle won the coin toss. They elected to receive. St. Louis Park will have the wind at their backs, and we mentioned a very strong wind, and it'll be going on your screen from left to right, and should be interesting. St. Louis Park, as we mentioned, comes into this game 2-4. The Islanders 1-5. We've covered the Islanders once this year when they played Benilde St. Margaret's, and Benilde St. Margaret's held De La Salle to 1 touchdown. So we'll see what happens here, and we're underway. Kick is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And I think it will be interesting to see what the passing situation will be in this game. But for De La Salle, the starting lineups, you see the offensive line there on the screen. Starting quarterback will be number 7, Brandon Hoban. The backfield will be James Farr. And James Farr has been the quarterback the last couple of years for De La Salle. So we'll see if they run some interesting things with him in the backfield where he can throw the ball as well. Marcus Hunter will also be in the backfield. Joe Mason, Amir Everett, and Joby Monroe, also the wideouts. Handoff up the middle. That's Farr. Farr spins and gets about 9 yards on the first play.
That's a nice opening run. Had nice holes, and looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of that today with this cold.
Yeah, I think both teams can almost stack 8 guys in the box right here because it's going to be really challenging to throw the football tonight. So
this wind is stiff enough that even throwing the ball is going to the wind is going to impact it.
4 wideouts. They're going to reshift their line here for De La Salle. Trips to the far side. Low snap. This is Farr. Breaks 1 tackle. Goes along the right side, and he's going to get across the 40-yard line down to the 43. Another nice run and a first down for De La Salle.
Once again, some just good blocking, good holes, and they're just muscling it right up the middle.
So 2 first downs in a row for the Islanders. Running a read option here, and they're going to take a look at the sidelines. Back to that same formation with trips to the right side. There's a low snap, and the pitch goes to Farr, and Farr is stacked up. Nice play.
Very good defense. Swarmed him. Got but 2-3 guys on him right away. Got nowhere. A nice pickup on that low snap, though. That's the kind of ball that can get away on you real fast.
The last tackle was made by Christian Artiga. Second down 10. Orioles would like to try and make De La Salle have to punt the ball against the wind. Another low snap. This is thrown complete. And that's number 5, Joe Mason, the third.
It's a nice play. Activated quickly. Everybody knew where they were supposed to be. St. Louis Park was there for the tackle, but it's a nice play.
A gain of about 4 yards will bring up a 3rd down, 6 yards to go.
3rd down.
Let's go D!
I think what we're going to see is if they are passing the football, it's going to be those shorter passes.
Indeed, yeah. It's tough to throw either way with this kind of wind because you're going to overthrow, you're going to underthrow, it's going to wobble. Yeah, so you're looking at a lot of quick passes and runs today, I think.
Well, you can see De La Salle was trying to get a play called from the sideline. They took a while, and they're going to end up having to call their first time out of the game.
Yeah, there looks like there was a little bit of confusion on the field there. That's probably a good timeout for them to take.
So St. Louis Park, their last game they played was against Chanhassen. That game they lost 40-24. Prior to that, they beat Orono 28-14. Went on and had a 2-game losing streak before that against Spring Lake Park, where they lost 49-14, and to Cooper 49-25. Their other win was against Waconia. That was a 27-17 win. So,
and they haven't won at home yet this year, if I've got my numbers right. It'd be nice to give this faithful home crowd a win today.
Yeah, their last home game was against Spring Lake Park. That was homecoming, where they lost 49-14. So tough game there, and tough opponent too.
Yep. One SLP bested the other.
Oben back to pass. Has time to throw. Throws. It's complete and dropped.
And that's what happens in weather like this. Those balls are hard to hang on to when they're coming in, and it's cold and you're getting hit.
Yeah, Amir Everett looked like he had that ball in the basket, but he got a nice hit from behind and jarred the ball loose. Now they're going to punt against the wind. We'll see what transpires here. That wind is still a pretty strong wind.
Yep. Yeah, we've got sideways snowflakes going on here, so you never want to be kicking into that.
It'll be Dvorak and Davenport will be back to receive the punt.
High snap.
James Farr. And he worked his way in there. That's actually a good punt.
Oh.
And Orioles filled the ball on the run.
Yeah, that was a risky pickup there.
Yeah.
And he almost lost it. It could have gone the other way, but he picked it up and got a couple more yards, so no harm, no foul, right?
Yeah, that's Toby Davenport, and did a really good job of being able to he knew he had enough time to be able to keep that ball in front of him, and that really gave the Orioles about another 10 to 15 yards in field position by doing that. So the Orioles will come out with Aaron Ellingson. I think, see who the running back, I think it's going to be Davenport in the backfield. Davenport with the carry, and he gets across midfield. So Davenport playing for the injured Sajid Nathim.
And it's too bad to see Nathim out, but we'll see if Davenport can pick up the slack. And that was a nice run. He got hit early and carried a guy for another 2 to 3 yards.
2nd down and 5.
Charles will bring also into the game now Alexander Hager, number 44. Give us the Hager. He has a nice hole on the outside. Hager stays on his feet, and he loses the football.
Looked like he lost the football.
Hager had a nice game, but again, it's going to be hard to hold that football in this cold temperature. And Hager went down, and the football also went down and was recovered by De La Salle.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. It's one of those things oftentimes with running backs when they run like he does, real quick but a little bit wild. You see it's just a good punch out on De La Salle.
Yeah, I think that may have been Farr that came back and punched that ball out. So De La Salle now will have the ball once again on their second possession.
We'll see if the Orioles can hold again.
Oben steps into the pocket, no room to go, and he's pulled down.
I Couldn't see who made that tackle, but it's good defense on the Orioles.
Number 7, Holden is taken down by number 2, Davenport on the play.
Quick Davenport.
He's all over the place today.
Call it a loss of 1 yard. De La Salle now with 2nd down, 11 to go. Low snap again. Throw is complete. And a great job on the far side. Dvorak in on the tackle.
It's a nice tackle, just coming in and wrapping up and
7,
not
Holden's
letting him go
pass
anywhere.
complete to number 5, Mason.
Yeah, watch just another quick pass, and again, they're going to try these quick passes, and that was number 5, Mason, the third, with the football, unable to get enough yards, so it brings up a 3rd down, 7 yards to go.
And on a night like this, that is a tough 7 yards.
Well, Hoban now alone in the backfield, sends far out right, man in motion. They're going to have quads to the right side now. Low snap, but having room to roll is Hoban. Now he throws, and it's complete. Mason has it at the 48-yard line, and a big 1st down for De La Salle.
Big 1st down.
You know, what that did was took them away from having to punt the football against the wind, so that was huge in more ways than one.
Yeah, and it was a real nice job by Hoban picking up another low snap and staying focused and finding his man and throwing a good pass.
You know, when quarterbacks are running out of that shotgun type formation, and so it's a little bit longer snap with a cold football, and again, we see another low snap there, but
spin move. And he picks up 6 or 7 yards. Couldn't see who the ball carrier on that one was, but nice little spin move.
Looks like guys that killed number 6.
Gain of 6 on the play, brings up 2nd and 4.
Hard to see the numbers. That may have been Mason, number 5. 5 and 6 look alike here in their uniforms. You can see every snap is right at his feet, and Farr gets the ball.
And another 1st down for De La Salle. They're marching right up the field.
Hoban does such a great job picking that ball up and getting it in position to hand off. That, you know, that can really mess with your timing, and he's just done such a great job getting the ball in the hands of the running back before the running back gets through there. So
yeah, he's got nice focus with those snowflakes blowing in his face and a low snap.
So De La Salle marching the ball down. They have the ball on the 35-yard line.
And that looks like Dvorak with another nice wrap-up.
Right, open.
Number 7, Holden, and quarterback Beaver. Brought down by number 8, Dvorak.
And I do wonder if this no huddle is just kind of keeping the Orioles defense off a little balanced a little bit maybe.
Hoban on the option, pitches to Farr. And good job by the Orioles, great pursuit.
Number 3, Farr on the run.
Yeah, they're doing well on their tackling on these pass plays in particular. If they could keep them from throwing the long balls, they'll be all right. Got about 4 minutes left in the 1st quarter.
So 3rd down, 4. And we get a stoppage. Another timeout.
Timeout, Islanders.
Oh, you were able to get number 33 we didn't have in our roster.
Jack Townsend.
So number 33
We just got it. So Jack Townsend, number 33, was not in our roster, so we just were able to get that.
It's always nice to put the name with the number.
It is. Look at the snow coming down, Paul.
Yeah, we got ourselves a little snowball going on.
This is not even the Halloween snowstorm that we had many years ago. It's coming down and it's early October, but at least we're not out in North Dakota where they were getting.
They get a couple feet, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So we got 3:42 left in the first quarter.
Trips to the far side, and now we've got a illegal procedure called against De La Salle coming out of that timeout. So maybe a little bit of a break for the Orioles on that.
And those are big on when you're at 3rd and 4, and now you're going to be backed up to what, 3rd and 9?
Right.
That's a big difference in a situation like that.
And what we've seen De La Salle trying to do here is roll their quarterback out a little bit and throw the football. And St. Louis Park has been unable to get pressure on the quarterback to this point. We'll see what happens here. They're going to run Farr. Farr breaks to the near side, breaks the tackle, stays on his feet, gets down to the 25-yard line, and he's going to be just a little bit short of a first down.
Might be 4-down territory, though.
He knew where he had to go, and he was able to reverse directions.
It was a great run. Broke some tackles. Had some nice moves.
Yeah, the Orioles, as you mentioned, a couple missed tackles there, and finally getting the player out of bounds, bringing up a 4th down, and 1 yard to go. They'll go for it here.
Absolutely. We need a big stop.
And they do not bring the quarterback under center. They keep him in the shotgun. And this is going to be Hoban taking it himself, and he has a first down. Just following the blockers on the left side of the line. Been a good drive here for De La Salle on their second possession that they've had here in the first quarter. 2:50 remaining, 0-0 our score. St. Louis Park on their possession, fumbling the football, giving the ball back to De La Salle from the 25-yard line, and they've been able to march the ball down the field. Now St. Louis Park is going to take a timeout here.
That's probably a good timeout. They've been doing this no huddle and just having a lot of success with some short passes, running the ball, and it's a good spot to just maybe regroup a little bit, see if they can tighten up and keep them from scoring.
I agree, and this is the kind of weather that could be a low-scoring football game, so every possession is so important, and again, very important for the offense to be able to maintain possession of the football throughout the series.
And especially coming off of a fumble, this possession came off of a fumble, you'd really love to stop them from getting any points on it.
Well, they run 5 wideouts now, an empty backfield. Hoban, it's a quick pass in the flat, and it's incomplete. Dropped.
Yeah, and that's a ball you really got to catch, but you're also dealing with a cold, wet football, and it can be hard to catch.
Right, this is to Joe Mason, the third. And you see how much room he had. He had good blocking ahead.
Yep. And you know what also he did? He started looking downfield before he caught the ball, and that happens all the time.
Well, a lot of times you're looking to see who's going to hit you, when's that hit coming. I think he looked and he saw so much blocking that he had a big opening, and you're right, he did take his eyes off of that football. Well, they bring Farr back in the backfield now along with Hoban. Second down, 10.
Feels like this wind is picked up.
Quick throw, and it's almost intercepted by the Orioles.
It looked like Townsend, he almost had a pick.
Yeah, we're calling Townsend's name quite a bit here in the first quarter. He's having a good football game so far. Penalty, I think, is going to be declined. There's a penalty against De La Salle, and I think the Orioles would prefer to take the loss of down.
Absolutely, in this situation, for sure.
And from where they are right now, this is 4-down territory. So as your offensive coordinator here, you're saying, okay, let's just get 5 or 6, and then we're going to have another play. Let's not try and get it all at once if we, Although you would take a touchdown for sure, right, Paul?
Absolutely.
Back to pass, just a quick throw in the flat. This is Farr. Farr breaks the tackle, and now he's pulled down short of the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and long for De La Salle.
And that's good, you know, even if they pick up that 5-6 yards, the other thing that happens is you're getting close enough that now the Orioles would have sort of 2 lines to protect, the first down and the end zone. But staying this far back, you can loosen up a little bit.
That was Aaron Ellingson that did a great job coming up and tripping the offensive player. So 4th down. Trips now to the near side. And we're going to get a penalty. Delay a game.
More. 5-yard penalties, still 4th down.
So now you're looking at 4th and 17. This is a stop you have to make.
Right, and this changes things up a little bit for the defense on how you play this, and see more of a little bit of a somewhat of a prevent defense.
Yep. You'll give him 3 or 4 yards.
Right now there's 4 wideouts. It doesn't look like there's 4 defenders to the left side, so it's one of those quick passes, and I think that's not going to go for much. Great job by Alex Hager.
That's a great stop. The Orioles defense really tightened up there on the other end of the field. Now they've got the ball back. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Let's do it.
Paul, and we saw the St. Louis Park Orioles take a timeout. And after that timeout, the defense really tightened up. And so, as you said, I think this is a good timeout. It was a good timeout.
Absolutely. They did start playing tighter after that.
Starting lineup for the De La Salle defense you saw on the screen. This is the Orioles run up the middle.
Davenport carry for the Orioles.
Toby Davenport, Tobias.
Number 10, the Islanders.
It would be nice to see the Orioles have a good sustained drive, give the defense a little break.
Another flag on the play.
Defense, 5-yard penalty.
So a lot of flags right now, most of them going against De La Salle. That makes the 2nd down much more easier to try and pick up the 1st down here, and gives the Orioles some flexibility on 2nd down if they want to try and maybe throw the football.
That's a great spot to do it.
Ewald and Dvorak line up on the near side. Nice run, Davenport.
Very nice run, right.
And Davenport still looking to try and turn back upfield, and gets across the midfield mark down to the 49, where he's brought down by Mitchell.
And there's a great block that comes up here that enables us right there.
Then Ewald on the end with the nice block. So, oh, there's a bad snap. Ellingson does a good job to pick it up and gets rid of the football. Probably should have just thrown it out of bounds, so they're going to lose the yardage.
Number 6
I think
pass is complete to number 10 Stadler.
You're going to lose a couple of yards there, but that could have been a lot worse.
Brought down by number 5 Mason for the Islanders.
Is Anthony
Loss of the
Stadler.
play brings up 2nd down.
We saw bad snaps on the other side of the football. This is the first bad snap we've seen on the Orioles side. 2nd down, 13, 14 yards to go. Hand off, Davenport. Davenport breaks, has a 1st down as he gets around the end, down inside the 20, 30-yard line, down to the 29. Nice run by Davenport.
Great way to end the first quarter.
That's an Orioles 1st down.
And Davenport is down over on the sideline.
You know, he looked like he got almost a horse collar of a tackle almost, and he went down hard.
Orioles already short running back.
Yeah, it looks like the knee.
I don't know if we can get another look on the replay here.
You just hope he's okay. Look at him turn that corner, though. That burst of speed, a sharp turn.
Let's see his...
Not a horse collar, but he did. Looks like he bent that knee a little awkwardly. And I don't know.
Tobias has had a really good game so far. He's such a key player on both offense and defense. So, as Nathim is too. So, not only you lose Nathim on offense and defense, if you lose Davenport, that's going to really be tough for the Orioles. And again, when you're playing in this kind of weather, the ground's a little bit harder too.
Yep. It's harder. It's slipperier. I mean, it's tricky. But that also looked like it was more of just a function of the way he went down. It looks like he bent. I think it was his right knee in just kind of a strange angle.
There we get a good look at the snow coming in here, and some fans braving it.
You know, I got to hand it to the De La Salle fans too. They showed up as well. And let's see here. You see, he just.
Fans yelling for.
You know, it did look like a horse collar when I saw it live, but on the replay, he got him more on the arm, and it just twisted him around a little bit. I think it was a clean tackle.
We continue to work on Tobias Davenport over on the far sidelines. For De La Salle, their season started with 35-12 loss to Simley, 59-7 loss to Benilde St. Margaret's. Academy of Holy Angels was a 51-0 loss. North St. Paul, they beat North St. Paul 21-0. There's Tobias being
carrying him off the field. He's not really putting any weight on that foot. Well, no, maybe a little bit more. That's a good sign.
They also lost to Hill Murray 46-27 and Orono 45-7. So Tobias being helped off the field. Pretty safe to say his night's over.
I think so.
We can only wish for the best here.
And you wonder who then will fill in his slot.
I think we'll have Hager, number 44. We'll see. So Hager, who had a nice run but fumbled the football, is now in the backfield for the St. Louis Park Orioles, replacing Davenport. And Hager gets the football. Big hole up the middle. Hager, and he breaks it all the way into the end zone.
Touchdown Orioles.
So that's a good replacement that time.
And you notice how he was protecting the ball on that run. He was holding that thing like it was. It's a nice, great blocking, huge hole, one missed tackle, and to stay up there was great. And he's off to the races.
So the Orioles will attempt the extra point, something they have not had much success. The last game they were 0 for 4 in the extra point category.
Going right into the wind.
Thomas Moot. Well, that one's wide right.
Yeah.
Left.
It went wide left. And,
wide left. Sorry, I got my rights and lefts. You know, I always had trouble when I had to pledge allegiance. You know, which hand do I use?
Where do I go? I do the same thing.
There's the run again, and he avoided the ankle tackle and was able to stay on his feet, get the touchdown, give the Orioles a 6-0 lead. Orioles went by 6 last game, and they've got 6 here.
And that's just got to, it kind of turns the momentum of this whole game, really. Now I think the Orioles have to be feeling pretty good. Getting a big stop on defense and then coming back and scoring a touchdown.
Paul, here's where we may see a squib kick.
Whether it's intentional or not.
Right. Orioles will be kicking against this wind. They may even have to have someone hold the football because that's how strong this wind is.
The wind is really blowing.
There's a ball that's fielded by De La Salle, and
great
good
tackle. Good hustle down the field. The way he kicked that ball, it had a nice hang time on it. It gave the Orioles time to get down the field, and you're in great shape.
Yeah, that's number 12, Jacob Brown, coming in to make a great tackle.
Number 11 on the return for the Islanders. Brought down by number 12, Brown for the Orioles. First down, Islanders.
Brings it first down now for the Islanders. They will now have the wind at their backs. We'll see if that makes any difference in their game plan. And we've seen Brandon Hoban being able to put the ball up in the air a few times so far. And there's a run. Farr gets out to the 29-yard line.
Number 3, Farr on the run for the Islanders, brought down by number 9, Artiga for the Orioles.
Artiga was in on the tackle for the St. Louis Park Orioles, bringing up second down 3, Paul.
I would expect to see them run the ball again, but we'll see.
Yeah, this is going to be Farr. Wrapped up right around the first down marker. I think he's going to have it. But
close to it, and it will all depend on the spot.
Number 3, Farr on the carry.
We've got a first down. About 11 minutes left in the half.
Another handoff to Farr.
Number 3, Farr on the carry for the Islanders.
Looks like
Brought down by number 4, Johnson.
Josh Johnson in on the tackle, along with number 50, Tucker Olson for the St. Louis Park Orioles.
And number 50, Olson for the Orioles. Short gain on the play brings up second down.
Empty backfield, low snap, and pressure. And
down.
wow, this got hit on the second time around.
And so now you're looking at third and what, 15?
There's a
Number 7, Hoban is
looked like Anthony Stadler got in there first, and then closing on the tackle was Boxley Harmon.
Brings up third down and long.
At third and long, you're going to probably have to put the ball in the air here.
And again, we've seen that low snap quite a bit for De La Salle.
It was bound to bring them some trouble at some point. Those usually catch up to you.
And a delay of game.
Another delay of game. I think that's their second one.
What's their second one? And they've also had to call timeouts too because of the taking a lot of time to get the plays in. So De La Salle only has one timeout left.
And still 9.5 minutes left in the half. It seemed to me that De La Salle was having a lot of success with their no huddle offense, and now they're going into the huddle and it's slowing them down.
4 wideouts now to the left side. Orioles blitz. And the quick pass is complete, but what a great tackle.
Great tackle right there, timed well, wrapped him up, hit him hard, and
that was Tony Stadler, I believe.
7, Hoban's pass.
Let's see this again.
Tackled by number 10, Stadler on the play. Brings up 4th and long.
Yeah, Tony just wrapped him up. Did a great job.
Yep, nice clean hit. Nowhere to go.
Well, normally Davenport will be back to receive the punt. So this will be Dvorak. Bad snap.
Bad snap, and that's an
pressure,
opportunity.
and the Orioles have sacked the punter, and we're going to have great field position here, Paul.
It doesn't get any better than that. That's about as good a field position as you can get. It looks like they're on about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that was very another low snap. Watch this again.
Low
as
and
far.
wide.
Yeah.
The tackle of the punter. First down, Orioles.
This is a great opportunity to sort of blow this wide open with 8.5 left in the half.
Yeah, it looked like Christian Vega-Salas was in to get the ball. So. Ewald comes in motion on the near side, and it gives to Hager, wide open as he fights.
Oh.
Looked like he was going to have more room, and then he was grabbed by the defender, but worked his way towards the end zone.
And just muscled his way in.
Number 44, Hager is in for Orioles.
So Hager gets his second touchdown of the game.
I think it's safe to say that fumble early on is long forgotten. He's having a nice game. And look at him just power his way into the end zone. Who's that? De La Salle. I couldn't catch the number, but he had him wrapped up good, and Hager just pulled him into the end zone.
And you're going to give him the ball again, and he's
Why
going to
not?
go in for the 2-point conversion.
Untouched.
So Hager with a 2-yard run for the touchdown and a 2-yard conversion. So he counts for 8 points, and the Orioles get that missed extra point back as they lead 14-0 with 8:32 to go in the first.
So now you're feeling really good if you're St. Louis Park, up 14-0. And De La Salle has had a hard time getting anything going ever since that one sustained drive when the Orioles stopped them.
Yeah, and I think the defense has really done a nice job for St. Louis Park tonight, and it's something that we've seen the Orioles struggle a little bit in their last game that we did against Spring Lake Park. Mostly Spring Lake Park, a very, very good football team, but now the Orioles playing very good defense against this De La Salle team.
Yeah, and the Orioles did. The defense started out a little rough, but they called that timeout, and ever since then they have. You're absolutely right. They have just been. They've been tough.
There's a high punt and fumbled and now fielded. Good, good return.
Very nice return. It looked like he was going to maybe get nothing and ended up getting another 10 to 15
Number 6 on
yards.
the return to the Islanders.
Do I have to take
Yeah,
the
for
foot
De
off?
La Salle, that
It was
Brought down by number 20.
that was number 6,
Orioles.
Isaac Hill Jr.
Oh, really?
First down, Islanders.
I'm going to wipe it. Are you on air?
De La Salle now with the ball on the 37-yard line. Hill goes in motion to the far side. Back to pass, a quick throw out of the backfield to Farr. And another good defensive play by the Orioles.
Another great wrap up. And I couldn't quite tell who made that tackle, but it was just another great textbook tackle, getting them, wrapping them up, muscling them to the ground.
I think that may have been Stadler once again.
He's fired up.
He is.
Loss of the play brings up 2nd and long.
Doing a good job wrapping up the player too, not giving him that breaking out.
You like to see that because there's so much of just trying to hit a guy now, but
Hoban, quick throw to the far side, wide open. And it's a first down for De La Salle. Number 24 is Antonio Fondren.
A nice little scamper to get the first down there. Looked like he was going out of bounds, but he did a little dance to stay in and get De La Salle a first down. 7:24 left in the second quarter.
That's finally happened. My pen froze.
That kind of a night.
Farr with the carry.
Number 3, Farr on the carry for the Islanders. Brought down by number 4, Johnson for the Orioles.
Jacob Johnson in on the tackle for the St. Louis Park Orioles will bring up a second down for De La Salle. Empty backfield once again. Low snap. Hoban, he has time. Hoban still looking. Now he throws downfield deep. Players open, and it's incomplete. Hard to catch those long passes like that when they're thrown up in the air, but that was a nice pass by Hoban.
Yep, and was that to Farr?
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
See, Farr does break open down the field.
I'm sure that's one he'd like to have back. It was right there, and wouldn't have been a touchdown, but it'd be 1st and goal for De La Salle.
Ellingson was defending on the play. Third down and 5.
A very nice throw.
Option, and Hoban keeps it, and he is taken down.
Hoban on the quarterback keeper.
Nice defensive play that time by the Orioles 61, Zachary Corpian.
Brought down by number 61, Corcoran on the play for the Orioles.
Now we're looking at 4th down, and the Orioles, you'd love to get the stop here and see if you can get another touchdown before the half with 6 minutes left.
Well, the Orioles are setting up as it's going to be a punt, and now De La Salle does go back into punt formation. But Farr can throw the football. He was the quarterback, so. Farr, I don't know how he got that one away.
He snuck it through.
Filled it on the run. Dvorak down the sideline. And Dvorak with a great gain across midfield. 44.
Number 8, Dvorak on the return for the Orioles. Brought down by number 75.
Tackled by 75, Riley.
Took a nice hop where Dvorak was able to fill that ball fairly easily. Great blocking by Dvorak as he cut back inside and then was finally brought down by number 75, Riley.
And when you can pick up that ball just in stride, already moving, it's hard to make those tackles right away. So great run, great speed, and great field position for the Orioles.
Paul, I think we may see Hager with the carry here.
I think so.
There he goes. Nice game. Usually gets about 9 on the carry.
He's a strong runner. He's just one of those that powers his way right through, carries guys for a few more yards.
Down by number 24, Fondren.
Fondren with the tackle, high snap. And the give
to Hager again.
Hager again, yep.
First down.
44, Hager on the carry for the Orioles.
And there's no reason the Orioles should stop doing that. It's been working very well for them.
Yep.
And Tobias Davenport is licking his chops saying, why did I get hurt? He goes,
could have been me.
Still working on Tobias over on the near side. Ellingson.
Yeah.
Number 6, Ellingson on the carry for the Orioles. Brought down by number 66 for the Islanders. That's another Orioles first down.
4:22 left in the first half. Orioles poised to go in and score again.
flag on the play.
And we have a flag. We could maybe see encroachment.
Offsides on the Islanders. 5-yard penalty.
Yep,
still
the
first down.
penalties have been in favor of the Islanders so far. They've had St. Louis Park has played a pretty penalty-free game. Yeah.
Yep.
Hager once again in the backfield, and he's going to get the football. Hager brought down by number 64 that time. That was Finn Buffington.
Brought down by number 64, Buffington for the Islanders.
So 3:34 to go. St. Louis Park trying to pick up their third touchdown of the game. They lead 14-0.
And we'll see if they go to Hager again. De La Salle starting to key in on him a little bit more.
High snap. And the give it to Hager, and he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if that high snap may have thrown things off a little bit, but De La Salle was ready for that play.
They sure were. I think the high snap didn't help, but they had the rush coming in pretty fast. They're starting to key in on him a little bit more. I think the Orioles might have to start mixing it up a little.
Orioles now have, boy, this is an interesting lineup here.
It sure is.
Four receivers to the right. Oh, and De La Salle jumps offsides again.
And they get those yards right back.
I think they wanted to get at the quarterback. There were trips to the near side on the offensive line, lineup on the offensive line, far away from the ball, and there's I don't think there's any wide receivers out there. And then they run 4 to the right side.
And they did it again. De La Salle jumps off sides again.
I don't think De La Salle has ever seen this, and this is crazy.
Well, it looks like such a clear shot to the quarterback. I think it's just they can't help themselves.
Now, if you're De La Salle, I think as a coach you almost have to call a timeout here like St. Louis Park did and get your team, like, this is a big part of the game is St. Louis Park just marching down based on the penalties.
Yep. Now we're back to a little bit more of a traditional formation.
We may see a fake and see Ellingson take the ball. See if he fakes the Hager and runs it himself. Takes it under center. Up to give to Hager. Breaks one tackle. And Hager gets down inside the 5, down to the 3.
Another great run.
And again, the defensive player that time grabbed more of the jersey instead of really pulling him down. So Hager was able to break that tackle and get an extra 2-3 yards. So.
Looked like he may have slipped off of him a little bit, too.
You can see the hard count by Ellingson trying to draw the defense off sides again.
Why not?
Ellingson. And Ellingson is trying to get rid of the football. He does, but it's called incomplete.
That was
looked like his arm was going forward.
It did. That was a very dangerous throw with traffic all around him. Somebody could have batted his arm down before he's
right. Take a look at this again. De La Salle saying they should have the football, but Ellingson really did a good job. You can see getting that ball. It's very close.
That is very close. Thankfully, at this level, we don't have instant replay.
So third down, goal to go. And De La Salle's tightened up a little bit defensively against the run. So St. Louis Park tried something a little bit different there. And De La Salle did a great job on Ellingson.
Absolutely. And we'll see if they can punch one in here with 1:15 left in the half. If you're De La Salle, you really would like to make a stop here. There's a big difference going in down 2 touchdowns versus 3.
Right, you go down by 3 touchdowns, and you're playing in this kind of weather. You really don't want to even come out of the locker room at half for the second half.
Right.
It's so cold out there. You're just like, can we just stay in the locker room?
But if you're De La Salle and you do make a stop here, then you're going in feeling pretty good about yourself and what you might be able to put together in the second half.
Well, St. Louis Park has to be careful. You don't want to lose the football and give De La Salle a long touchdown coming back the other way. So you got to just protect the football. There's a fumble, and Ellingson will fall on it. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and make this a really tough touchdown for the St. Louis Park Orioles as they have the ball now back at the 10-yard line. I think they're going to have to probably throw a pass. Yeah, they're going to come up with this weird formation again.
Why not? Get a few yards back maybe, but
I'll have to go back, look in playbooks. I'm not sure what you call this formation, but
we call it the Oriole.
He's going to have to get rid of this football quick because he's going to have some pressure on him. There's not a lot of blockers in front of him.
I like him going for it here. There's no reason not to, especially kicking into the wind.
Ellingson back to pass, throws, has a player open in the end zone, touchdown, and we have, I thought we had a flag, but there's no flag.
Ellingson's pass is complete.
And I didn't see who caught that.
Is that Dvorak?
To number 8, Dvorak. And that's the St. Louis Park Orioles touchdown!
We're on the far side, and with the wind and the snow, it's a little bit hard for us to see over there, but good job by the camera picking that up, and touchdown for the St. Louis Park Orioles. And I'm not sure, is that their first pass completion too?
Might be.
Orioles will go for 2. Player in motion. Getting the ball that time is Jacob, I think.
Looked like he got into me.
Number 12, Brown.
Or Brown, Jacob Brown.
So we got 28 seconds left in the half. St. Louis Park's up 22-0. They're feeling pretty good. Giving their hometown faithful who have come out in this very cold evening to give them an exciting first half. And they are still working on
You got Davenport?
Davenport. If I'm De La Salle here, it may be a situation where I might just take a knee and go into halftime. But I don't know what the wind behind you, maybe you take a shot.
I think Davenport's going to be taken by the medical staff to the hospital. As the ball down at the 39-yard line.
Got a flag down. Did I see a flag?
Islanders ball on the ball, kickoff, flag on the play.
By the paramedics coming here.
And that's unfortunate seeing the ambulance pull it.
Back to pass, quick pass to the near side to Farr, overthrown, out of bounds.
Number 7,
24 seconds left.
Ball's incomplete.
I don't know if they're going to stop the game. They're telling them.
They're telling the ambulance to drive right on the field, so we might have a stoppage of play here. And like I said, if you're St. Louis Park, you're feeling good about the score, but you never like to see any player being carried off in an ambulance.
I think the teams are hoping they could just get this half over with 24 seconds remaining, and now we're going to get a stoppage. They're spending a lot of time working on Tobias, and it's not Davenport there? Okay.
Oh.
This is something else happening on the sideline.
Oh.
I apologize.
They've had enough staff around them that we haven't been able to see who it is.
I think they're going to let the half end here. Well, this could be a medical emergency by someone. So, with that happening, Paul, we're at halftime here. So we're going to wish the best, but we're going to take a break, and if we have any news, we will relay that when we can. So again, 22-0 St. Louis Park with the lead. Again, we apologize. It is not Davenport, but there is something that has happened, and hopefully, again, we wish for the best. So.
We are there, day one, with baby names and a gift that lasts a lifetime. We are there as you grow, protecting you and those you love. And we are there as you start your next chapter. We are with you through life's journey. We are Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. Get to know us at socialsecurity.gov.
This video.
We are back for the second half here. St. Louis Park with the 22-0 lead. Paul, again, a tough way to end the half if you're, even though you have a 22-0 lead, seeing one of your players go down and have to be taken out by ambulance.
Yeah, the report we're getting is it was Khalil Powell, who they're not sure exactly what was going on, but was somewhat unresponsive at one point. It might be hypothermia, but was doing better when they did cart him off, but they're taking him to Children's Hospital just to make sure everything's okay.
All right, we wish the best as we get ready to start the second half. De La Salle will kick off to start the second half. It will be David Clancy with his first kickoff of the game.
And the St. Louis Park faithful are still here, bearing it out in the cold, hoping to see their first home victory of the year.
Deontay's Ross, number 14, back along with Cole Ewald. Again, Davenport is not, I believe, out here for the second half, and will be out for the rest of the game. High kick. It's going to be fielded at the 35, and just a dive.
Looks like maybe he tripped or something. I think he had a hole and slipped up. And
Number 12, Brown on the return.
Yeah, that's Brown, and maybe also just wanting to make sure he secured the football too at that point. He is not normally the return man.
He did seem surprised that the ball was coming his way.
And again, the winds are still gusting.
Yeah, technically the winds have dropped 5 miles an hour, but from what we're hearing on what's going on outside, it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, we're very fortunate, Paul, you and I, to be up in the press box.
Oh, and we got a big run.
Yeah, that's Brown. Jacob Brown coming around from the wide receiver spot, taking the
That's the first down.
ball.
Got some nice blocking, big holes, good speed, hanging onto that ball.
And that's the key, and a nice 19-yard gain for the Orioles as they have the ball now at the 41-yard line. Hager in the backfield. Lined up a strong right formation. And they give it to Hager. Hager with a nice hole. Hager stays on his feet, gets close to the 30-yard line, and it should be another St. Louis Park Oriole first down.
It's a good start for the Orioles coming out of the half. Hager with another great run. And he is just so hard to take down. It's an impressive runner, the way he just carries people for a few yards.
Ewald lines up to the near side. Deontay's Ross to the far side. And the give is to Hager, trying to beat the defense to the outside, and he is going to be stacked up at the 35-yard line.
You know,
Loss of about 5.
What they did there is they had Hager doing like a little end-around thing, but he just seems to be the kind of runner that just powers straight up the middle.
Right, north-south runner, and yes.
But when he's going to the outside, he seems to struggle a little more. But so I'm surprised they'd have him carry that way.
A great pursuit that time by number 75 and number 10 for De La Salle, Devon Riley and Amir Everett.
We got a little stoppage here for some reason. Ooh, a penalty.
There's a penalty, yeah.
Flag at the play.
So illegal block in the back against the St. Louis Park Orioles.
To back him up even more.
Legal block on the Orioles.
So they mark this one at the 45-yard line. St. Louis Park needs to get down to the 20-yard line for a first down. Second down, 25 yards to go, and now we'll see the Orioles will put the ball up in the air.
Yeah, they might have to.
Ellingson is back to pass. Looks, throws to the far side, has Ewald open and just a little too far. Ewald trying to catch up with that ball. That would have been a first down and maybe a touchdown, but just thrown a little too far for Ewald.
And that's probably one that the wind caught a little bit. I mean, this wind really is howling, and he put it up there. It looked pretty.
Right. And you're right. I mean, the wind is at the back of Ellingson, so he's throwing with the wind, and that probably just a little too much. You have to try and play the wind on some of those passes.
And they haven't thrown the ball much at all today, so he's not used to the wind yet. You know, that's the kind of thing you have to figure out. And so we'll see if they try it again. And
again, Ellingson had time to throw the football that time, and Ewald did break open, but just a little too far. So now it brings up a third down. 25 yards to go. The yard marker says second down, but on the sideline. Ellingson breaks the tackle, comes to the near side. 35, 30, 25, 20, first down, and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. What a great run by Ellingson, and some good blocking on the St. Louis Park Orioles' behalf.
Absolutely, and it looked like some patient running on Ellingson's part, too.
You saw he faked Hager, took the ball himself.
Nice cut and great blocking. Nobody could get to him. And he stayed with it, stayed behind his blockers, and had a nice cut to turn it upfield and get a huge first down.
Yeah, when you're playing from behind, as De La Salle is, and you give up third down and 25, your coaches have to be very, very disappointed. There's Hager. Hager all the way to the end zone. He's not going to be stopped again.
That's 3 touchdowns for Hager tonight. Having a great game.
18-yard run for Hager.
Filling in for the injured Davenport and doing it very nicely.
And you mentioned that Hager looks like he should be a north-south runner. That was a nice run. We have a penalty flag. Could be at the end of the play.
Are they taking it back? It's like some conversation here between...
Well, it looks like it's a spot foul that they're going to bring back. And St. Louis Park is going to, the touchdown will be nullified.
But I have not seen a signal on what the penalty was. Is there a hold? Touchdowns are a lot easier to get when you hold.
So first down now and 5 yards to go. Back to pass Ellingson. He has some room, throws to the near side, and touchdown for the St. Louis Park Orioles.
Is that Dvorak?
Looked like Dvorak again.
He's also having a nice game. That would be his second touchdown.
Number 6, Ellingson's pass is complete.
Number 8, Dvorak.
Good vision there for Ellingson. As the things were collapsing a little bit, it looked like he was just going to take off, but looked upfield and he found Dvorak for a touchdown.
Yeah, and it was one of those plays where he may have been able to run for that first down, but he saw Dvorak wide open, and that was just a nice throw right in the breadbasket, and Dvorak with the touchdown reception. So they took the penalty away, but the Orioles came back, and there's a penalty again. This could be a defensive penalty as Ewald catches the ball in the end zone. Nope, against St. Louis Park.
So St. Louis Park played such a clean first half, and then we come out here in the second half, and already we're getting points taken off the board for penalties.
So far in the game, Hager with 2 touchdowns, Dvorak with 2 touchdown receptions. Referee coming over to the sideline to explain things to the coach, Ben Wolf. So they'll move make this a little bit longer 2-point conversion from the 8-yard line. Rolling. Ellingson under pressure, has time now. Buys more time, throws to the corner, incomplete. Intended for Ewald.
And that was just some good defense on De La Salle. There was just not a lot there for him to do, and he took a chance and couldn't convert, but that's all right. St. Louis Park still up 28-0 with 9.5 to go in the third quarter.
Right, you watch Ellingson here as he rolls to the right, starting to run out of real estate here in just a second here, and then he throws the ball into triple coverage.
Yeah, he had rolled over enough that there may have been a guy on the other side of the field, but then you're doing that dangerous cross-the-body throw, and of course on a 2-point conversion that doesn't really matter that much.
But what does matter is Orioles have a 28-0 lead here with down to 9:26 left here in the third quarter. Jacob Brown looks like he'll, well, they may not need a holder. The ball seems to be standing on its own here. Used to watch those games in the NFL where the kicker would start going up to the ball and the ball would just fall over at the last second from the wind.
Yep.
Good
Nice
kick
kick
by Moot with the wind at his back. Filled it at the 10-yard line.
Not a bad run back.
No, not bad at all. That was number 5, Joe Mason, the third.
You got Moot with a good boot.
And looked like that's number 6, Isaac Hill.
Number 6 of the return for the Islanders, first down Islanders.
Well, let's see if De La Salle can put something together and make this thing interesting.
Hoban, the handoff to Farr, fumble.
The ball's loose.
And Hoban will fall on the football at the 20-yard line.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Islanders.
That one just bounced backwards right back into the hands of Hoban. And
yeah. Now they'll be looking at what, about a second and 20?
Great defense right at the front of the line.
So we've got a second and 20 with 8.5 to go in the third quarter. St. Louis Park up 28-0 in really good shape.
Farr. Pulled down.
Number 3, Farr on the carry for the Islanders.
Ellingson did a nice job coming up on the far
Brought down by
side.
number 6, Ellingson.
for the Orioles.
Again, a low snap, but
Shortening on the play brings up third down and long.
That's a very nice tackle. You also had Stadler coming in hard. If that snap had been bobbled or anything, it would have been disastrous for De La Salle.
not what De La Salle wanted. Third down, 16 yards to go.
And they're going to have to put the ball up
Against the
in
wind,
the air.
too, right.
Yep.
Empty backfield. Hoban back to pass. Steps up into the pocket. Throws over the middle. It's complete. And stretching, trying to get more yards, but unable to, is Amir Everett. And it'll bring up a fourth down with the ball at the 38-yard line.
Number 7.
And the tackler there, which was Stadler, I believe, did a nice job hanging onto that foot. Looked like he pulled his shoe right off. Ball carrier almost got away, but Stadler held on and was able to trip him up.
It's not the night you want to go shoeless.
No.
Well, they're going to go for it here.
I don't know if they have any other choice. You're going to punt into the wind.
Well, they are going to punt, so it's just a quick punt. Trying to catch the Orioles off balance, but a good bounce for the St. Louis Park Orioles as it bounces backward and be down at the 46-yard line. 45, they mark it at.
45-yard line, first down, Orioles.
So Orioles again with good field position, a 28-0 lead. Still 6:41 to go in the third. Trying to stay warm are some of the fans here who braved this weather here. And Orioles play again on Wednesday, and we could maybe see about a 20-degree warm-up by Wednesday, hopefully.
And I'm sure that would be much appreciated.
Handoff wide open is Hager, and he
Hager's
is
gone.
going to go. Look at that speed. He was not touched.
No, he had just some great blocking. He blew right through it, and there was just no way he was going to be caught.
And again, you watch Deontay's Ross was sort of cutting across the play, and we do have a penalty flag.
Is it coming back? We have another hold.
But again, it's hard to see flags being thrown on this field with snow, but oh, now we're going to get a unsportsmanlike conduct on the Orioles, I believe, too.
Did we get a signal for what the penalty was? I'm assuming it was a hold. So we have a holding penalty again. And now we have some kind of unsportsmanlike as well.
I'd like to see a replay of that run and see if we can see any hold.
I was looking and I didn't see anything, but that'd be the second touchdown of Hager's taken away on a penalty.
Well, right there, I saw a player being pulled down.
Okay.
But and it was not a good holding penalty because Hager was way beyond the play at the time when that hold occurred. So that had nothing to do with the play.
They are way backed up now.
Oh, yes.
It looks like we had another unsportsmanlike in there as well.
We did. Yep, we had the penalty, and then right here you can see the
Oh yeah.
pull down.
Yep, pulled him right down, and you're right. He was a good 10 yards beyond him already. And there's no reason.
So it negates a big run by Hager, and
So
Orioles need 30 yards for a first down. They did have where they had third down and 25, and they were able to get that first down. We'll see if they can come up with a big play here.
I would say it's first and a long 30.
It does look like a long ways to go.
And I'm not sure what the holdup here is, but we've got another stoppage of some kind.
Well, if they can draw about 5 or 6 offside penalties here. They
Go back to that hard count. So 6.5 left in the third quarter, 28-0 Orioles. And we've got a 1st and 30.
false start now for the Orioles.
Oh my.
Off the right side of the line.
False start on the Royals.
Just got to be careful you don't get pinned back much further.
Yeah, I mean, now we're looking at 1st and 35, and I don't know, the penalties by the Orioles this half already have just kind of come out of nowhere.
It's always after I say the Orioles have played a pretty penalty-free first half.
You jinxed it.
Back to pass, thrown over the middle. Ewald has it. Cuts back to the inside, gets down to the 40, stays on his feet, down to the 42, and a nice chunk of yardage that the Orioles got back there.
Absolutely. That was a great throw. Got him pretty much in stride. A little bit behind him, but he's still able to make a nice move and cut up the field. And
right, that was a good job by Ewald, too, to hold on to
Yep.
that football with number 66 in there, and that was... So 2nd down and 13 now to go for the Orioles.
much more manageable. 1st and 35 just feels like forever. Now all of a sudden all you're looking at is 2nd and 13. They're in good shape.
Ewald and Ross to the near side. The keeper by the quarterback coming to the near side. He's got an opening. Ellingson cuts back up the field, and he stepped out of
Looks like
bounds.
he stepped out. I don't know.
But a first down on for the Orioles.
And I'd like to see that. I didn't see him step out, but of course, the ref has a better shot than I do.
Let's see here. Again, it's hard to see on that
Oh,
side.
right there. Toe hit the line. Good eyes on the refs there to see that. It was quick, but it was right there.
Boy, that was very close.
Very close, but still a first down nonetheless. And here we are back in good shape.
Good job by the camera crew who's braving the elements tonight. Keeper Hager
44 Hager on the carry for the Orioles.
inside the 40-yard line down to the 38.
And you do have to hand it to the camera crew tonight because it's got to be just frigid up there.
My feet are cold in the press box, and I can only imagine.
So now we're looking at 2nd and 6, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Back to Hager.
There's Hager. Breaks one and gets inside the 25 down to the 23.
On the carry.
Yeah, and that's
Brought down number 6.
a very nice run, but also it's a good tackle.
First down.
Yeah, when you got a big size that Hager has and he's got a full head of steam,
Yeah, there's a big size differential there, and he just went in there and got him. That's a great tackle for a kid like that to go after a big,
Isaac
powerful
Hill.
runner. We're looking at another first down, 4.5 to go in the third quarter.
and the give to Hager. Cuts back up the field. Hager with a nice gain again as he gets inside to about the 15-yard line.
Brought down by number 11 for the Islanders.
Fans are starting to head out.
Can't blame him. It's cold. So 2nd and 3.
And we're going to get a offsides. False start number 18 on De La Salle.
That'll be enough for a first down.
Offsides on the Islanders. 5-yard penalty, and that's an Orioles first down.
Rough night for the Islanders, but You know, if you look on the sidelines of the Islanders, they're really short on players on their team too. So Ewald goes back and got around the defender. Yeah.
And he's down. He might. Looks like he's hurt a little bit, and yeah, he slipped. He could have pulled something. And they're calling for
6 Ellingson pass, calls incomplete.
Yeah, and you could see Ellingson, it looked like Dvorak over there walking away, just frustrated. He walked over, saw Ewald, and walked away. Just you can tell he was not happy with what he saw there, and we can only hope for the best.
Let's see on the replay here. He slips and. And it looks like his arm or his wrist.
You know, Coach Breitenbucher for the basketball team he's not gonna be very happy right now with this with Davenport and Ewald, but Ewald's up, and that's good to see. You know, again, you know, it's very cold, and sometimes when you hit hard ground or whatever in this cold weather, it stings a little bit, and it looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10, ball on what, about 15-yard line, 10-yard line.
Hand off Hager, and he's going to get that touchdown that was called back. He's going to get it now, so a 10-yard run.
And I don't see any yellow flags on the field, so we got another touchdown for Hager. Great blocking, untouched, just powers right up through, and what a game for Hager.
Yep, his 3rd touchdown of the game. He's got 2-point conversion as well.
And they're going to kick
extra point. Right, with the wind at their back, they're going to. And Moot's kick is up and good.
Up and good.
Extra point is good.
So 35-0. That's the trigger for 4th quarter running time and a 35-point lead.
I think even De La Salle might be happy about the extra point going into the running time. It's a cold night out there, I'm sure, and it can get frustrating. But a great night for the Orioles. It's been like I said, they haven't won at home yet this year, and
looks like they're on their way.
Yep.
And again, coaches have to be happy with that extra point after coming away with no extra points in their last game at Chanhassen.
Now Moot gets to kick with the wind again.
You know, if you can make an extra point in this kind of weather with cold football, having to snap it, having to hold that football and make that kick, that's you know, that's a good thing. They probably worked very hard at that in practice and able to convert this time. With the wind at his back, Moot's kick.
A good kick.
Goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Hear the fans chanting Moot. 2 great kickoffs.
Well, it might be an opportunity, too, for the Orioles to bring in their #2 quarterback in this game, too.
Yeah, it would be the sensible thing to do. It'd be nice to give some of those guys some playing time, too, that they may not see very much of.
Trying to readjust the headset with wearing the hat. There's the upcoming schedule for the St. Louis Park Orioles. October 16th, they end the season against Bloomington Jefferson, a game that is a very winnable game for them again. Farr pushed out at the 25-yard line.
Farr shoved out of bounds by number 33, Townsend.
Townsend in on the tackle.
2nd down.
Looks like the Orioles are.
Got another Oriole down. Got a lot of injured players today. That looks like 20.
William
That's,
Dvorak is warming up on the sideline. Let's take a look and see if we see number 20.
Daryl Kemp, third.
Oh, right there.
What did you see there?
Well, I see him trying to get up.
Yeah. I couldn't tell exactly where he got hurt. It could have been the neck. It kinked his neck a little bit, but that's not where.
Looks like they're working on the lower, maybe the legs. Take a look at it again.
He did twist the ankle a little bit too.
He did get, he has a player on his leg right now, and I don't know, as he tries to get up. So we've had a couple delays in the game here.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit longer for the fans who are braving the elements.
It's pretty cold out, but you know, at least they get to sit on those nice aluminum bleachers. He's up.
But he's walking off on his own, so I think he'll be okay. So good to see.
Like you said, when it's cold like this, everything just hurts more.
It does. De La Salle schedule up. The final game is not going to be an easy one against Robbinsdale Cooper at home. So far. And the Orioles have really done a great job against the running game of De La Salle.
They really have. If you remember, the De La Salle had that one drive early in the game, and they've got nothing going since then.
Right, I think the first two possessions, they seemed to have a couple nice runs, and then St. Louis Park, once they made some adjustments, calling that timeout, they really tightened up, and they played just a really phenomenal defensive game.
Yep, a lot of really good tackling, and they're getting pressure. So we got 2:10 left in the third quarter. 3rd and 7.
Well, been taking a lot of time.
And they've already had 2 delay of game penalties. We'll see if they can get the hat trick.
Low snap. Hoban throws complete. Little pinball action there,
Yeah.
and bouncing off and getting a first down.
And that's another one of those that where he's going for the hit and didn't wrap up.
Right, that's number 5 again, Joe Mason, the third, and he was tackled by Ewald.
Yep. And Ewald's
And
got to
Dvorak.
wrap up there with, not a big deal, but
Brought down by number 3, Ewald. First down Islanders.
So first down for the Islanders.
minute and a half left in the third quarter.
That was a nice throw by Hoban.
Yeah, it looked a little dangerous at first, but he fired it in there well. He had an open man and hit him. There was just some traffic around it at first. The angle I had, I thought maybe we were going to see a pick 6.
Another penalty against the Orioles. They've had quite a few penalties here in the third quarter. Was tacked on to the end of the play. First down, 10. Outside the 41. The snow's picking up again a little bit here. And Farr, oh boy, he just got stopped by Dvorak.
Number 3, Farr on the carry for the Islanders. Brought down by number
Watch
8,
Dvorak stick his arm out and just stop this play cold. Right here.
Yeah, he had a nice block on him, but he just got his arm out there and wrapped him up. Well, didn't even wrap him up. He just, you're right, he just stopped him.
Also, Bendixson came in to finish the play with him. That Daryl Kemp,
So
the
second and
third, coming back in the game right now. So good to see him back in there.
that is good. Another low snap.
Yeah, a throw into the flat is complete to Hill. And again, you can see the Orioles with 3 or 4 defensive players, and now they've got a couple players down.
Hill was fighting for every yard he could get, but the Orioles defense just swarming him. And we've got another man down.
Actually, let's see if we can.
And that's a De La Salle
That's
player.
a De La Salle player, yep.
I can't see a number.
Oh, you know it's not cramps from the heat.
Absolutely. So it looks like something with his knee, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like they're tending to the left knee. Just checking everything.
I was about to say right knee, so we would have been even.
Going back to my field goal that was wide left, and I called it wide right. So in another 10 years, I won't even be able to see the goalpost down there.
Well, actually, on that kick, I thought it was good. So
That's right. Yeah, we do have a tough angle here. I'm not complaining. We're inside.
Yeah. There you go.
You know, our camera people are saying, can we just move this along a little bit?
Oh, so we've got 15 seconds left in the third quarter. De La Salle has an injured player down. We're not sure who it is, but they're tending to his left knee. And it looks serious enough that they don't want to, get him up on his feet or anything just yet. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take. And I hope he's all right. A lot of injuries tonight. You do wonder.
Yeah, there
about-
are. There are, and that's one of the things we talked about too. The field's a little bit slippery
Yep.
here. So again, you've got the cold weather, but you also have a field that's we're getting sort of in between where it looks like snow, but it's almost like a little bit of a glaze of ice that's on top of the field. So that makes it a little bit slicker.
So it looks like that's Amir Everett, I think. And he's up on his feet now.
Again, we wish best for him.
Yeah.
In a game that's 35-0, you hate to see any injuries at any point, but especially in a game that's one-sided and it's not going to make a difference at this point.
Right. And De La Salle let the clock run out, so that's the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, they're going to let the clock run out and have the wind at their back. And we will start running time. which stops on penalties, doesn't it? I think so. Paul, thanks again for coming in and filling in here. You do a great job, and this is your first year doing this, and looking forward to maybe doing some basketball games
Would
here
love
this
it.
year as well. So,
Well, no, thank you. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot harder than it sounds.
looks like they have a new runner in the backfield. Number 6, Isaac Hill Jr.
And we got a
Bad snap.
bobbled
Hoban,
snap
and he's
down he
taken
goes.
down.
It's just been one of those nights for De La Salle.
Yeah, and Jacob Johnson will get the tackle on this play.
Number 7, Holden, is brought down by number 4, Johnson.
Coach Wolf hasn't had too many of these games where I think we'll have the opportunity to put backup quarterback into the game. We'll probably see Dvorak.
I would love to
William
see that.
Dvorak,
It's my next door
sophomore.
neighbor.
5'11" sophomore.
So 4th and 19 to go, but
And a false start.
looks
False start on the Islanders.
that'll just back them up even more.
You know, C.J. Hallman, you know, is doing what he can. He's just got a, you know, small amount of guys on this staff
Yeah.
right now, hoping that for De La Salle the numbers will increase.
My father-in-law played football for De La Salle.
He did. Punt with the wind at his back.
Took a weird hop.
Right. And
Right
Dvorak
into-
bouncing off and now breaks free, comes to the near side, gets across midfield, stays along the sideline and gets down to the 30-yard line. Boy, Dvorak with a great job on that one. And what he did was he saw he had time, so he just made sure he stopped that ball from getting past him here. You see how he stuck
Yep.
his right arm out, scooped up the
Looked like
football.
he ran into his own guy.
He did. he ran right into Johnson, bounced back, and you can see De La Salle just a little bit tired, I
Yeah.
think, at this point of the game.
What a nice run back.
So Dvorak does come out, along with Tyree Shorter out there, freshman.
I'd like to see what they can do.
And the give to the freshman. It's the 30-yard line.
Nice burst of speed there, and it looked to me like he was going to break it, but De La Salle with some nice tackles. Closed in.
35 shorter on the carry for the Orioles.
Tyree, 5'8", 140-pounder, listed in our program as a wide receiver. I think we'll get a good dose of handing off.
Yeah. As much as I'm sure Dvorak would love to try to sling one.
Trying to see if he can draw De La Salle off sides. We give to Shorter, who cuts back to the right side.
35 shorter on the carry for the Orioles.
So Shorter brings it to about the 26-yard line. And the Orioles, where they are right now, are in 4-down territory as well.
Absolutely. 8.5 left in the game.
Running time.
So 3rd and 4.
You know, interesting too, when you have the backup quarterback, he's got to come all the way to the sideline to get the play. Shorter.
Another give it, yeah. And it looks like he's got the first down.
35 shorter on the carry for the Orioles.
I think
Or is
Shorter's
he
going to be
short?
just short. Shorter or short.
4th down for the Orioles.
4th down, about a yard to go. Clock down to 7 minutes, 35 seconds. Looks like Dvorak's just gonna, well, he was under center. I thought he was
Yeah.
just gonna try and take it himself,
I
but
did
now
too.
he goes back into a shotgun formation. give to Shorter. And Shorter has a first down as he gets to the 20-yard line.
55 short on the carry. And Orioles first down.
And we have an injured player for the Orioles.
We do?
One of their offensive linemen is just limping over there, but
Oh, yeah.
he's going to stay in the game, I think.
Seems to be all right.
He may not get a lot of opportunities, so he's like, I'm staying in this game. Shorter comes to the near side and now is lifted up into the air as he goes down at 14-yard line. See him holding the ball with both hands at that point, and now does a good job to secure the football as he goes down.
Hill with the tackle there. Hill's only 5'5", 157, but he's a heck of a ball player. He's been kind of all over the place.
He really has.
He's a strong tackler.
Good returner on special teams. Well, Shorter's
getting a workout.
35 shorter on the carry for the Orioles.
And bring up a third down, about 4 yards to go.
5 minutes and 19 seconds left in the game.
And again, if the Orioles do throw the football, the clock will still continue to run, so you're not stopping the clock. So they may let Dvorak put a ball up in the air here.
This would be a good spot to do it. You don't want to run up the score, but you also want to, give your backups a chance to do some things.
Here's Dvorak, and Dvorak takes it himself, fighting down inside the 5, cuts back and gets down to the 1-yard line. Nice cutback by
Very nice
Dvorak.
cutback. He looked like he was going to get hit hard there and moved over and almost got it in. Great run by Dvorak.
So you see Dvorak right there where he took it back to the inside.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I think it's going to be a give to Shorter.
Yep, Shorter is in the game, so. Looks like some running room to the right side of the line. Dvorak pushing the player, and now Dvorak's going to just take it himself.
And he might be in. Did he get
If he
in?
is, it's all Dvorak because there wasn't that much room. And
It's hard to tell. Depends on where that knee went down.
if you watch this, watch what he does here.
He pushes it.
He's like, you're not listening. Go. He says, this is my ball. Shorter's like, no, I want the touchdown. Very close because his knee never hit the ground.
Yeah.
I think we could see a quarterback sneak here if they just put him right up at the line and just sneak it right in. Dvorak under center.
And that's exactly what they do.
Yep, and he.
Not much there, though.
No, he was stacked up at first, but then he turned and went to the right, just a little bit, and was able to find enough room. So stacked up straight on, and then you see how he just spun to the right a little bit and found enough opening to get that ball over the goal line.
Great play. He almost lost the ball running into his own player, but was able to hang on and fight through, get himself a touchdown. Attaboy, Will.
6 touchdowns for the St. Louis Park Orioles.
2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game.
They're going to go for 2.
Well, again, there's no sense in kicking into the wind. It's blowing hard.
Shorter remains in the backfield. Back to pass. Dvorak steps up, fumbles the football, and that's where it ends. 41 points for the St. Louis Park Orioles with 2:49 remaining in the game.
And he just didn't have a lot of time there. Things kind of collapsed pretty quickly on Dvorak.
De La Salle with 3 timeouts left, and mentioning here with the user timeouts, I think De La Salle would like to just get on a heated bus as soon as they can.
Yeah, except at the same time, I think, you know, if you're De La Salle, you would like to get some points on the board.
You would, and you're right. De La Salle, you see no quit. They're still playing hard, and
so I'm expecting him to come out here and
they should get
fight
good
hard.
field position too, Paul.
Yep.
Bruce Over along with Paul Bodwin.
It's been a cold night, but a fun night for the Orioles. Of course, with the one concern of player being hauled off to the hospital. But the report was that at that point, things seemed to be okay, and they're taking precautions. But of course, outside of that, it's been a fun night for the Orioles.
It really has, and also Tobias Davenport with his injury. Got to hope that's not serious. That's actually a really good kick.
It was. It took a
Against the
great
wind.
bounce. It
Yes.
took a really good Oriole bounce. And 11's doing a lot of east-west running.
He was. He I think he just got tired out at the end and just said, "I'm going down." But
It's TJ Logan trying to find something. He's just trying to make something happen. But good pursuit.
that looked like number 21, Hudson.
Oh, and we've got a De La Salle player down now. And that... I don't... Looks like 36, but I don't have him on my roster. I think it's 38. 38.
Well, then again, we don't have 38, so. They're bringing players from. They just needed to fill the team, so they've got players coming from
Yeah.
the elementary school, and no, they're just. Again, as we mentioned, you know, we just hate to see any injuries in any game, and especially in a 41-0 game.
Yeah. And there have been a lot of them tonight, and I'm sure the cold is a big factor for that.
Follow the standings in the Suburban White. So St. Louis Park will move to 3-4 overall, and even their record in the conference at 2-2. So gives them a little bit of ground. So they'll finish the middle of the pack of the 5 teams.
And then they'll close it out with Jefferson next week.
St. Louis Park can go to 3-2.
That would be great. It would be great to come out of the season
4-4
winning record in the conference.
They could be 4-4 overall, and that'd be a 500 season, and they have to be very happy with that, with the way the season started. So.
And this player down has been down for quite a while, so you start to get a little concerned. .239 left in the game.
Again, it's a pleasure to bring you these games via St. Louis Park Cable Television. There's a link right there, www.youtube.com/user/SLP Cable. Paul, I mentioned when we were doing the Benil game, we had grandparents come up to us from California saying that they had an opportunity to see their grandson play by watching the link on YouTube, and they just wanted to tell us how thankful they were, and they loved listening to us, and so it's always great to get feedback.
Yep. That's one of the really beautiful things about some of the technology today is that things like that can happen. Grandparents from across the country can see their grandkid play football.
And if you're still watching this 41-0 game, then we appreciate you. 2 minutes 15 seconds, and we are in running time here in the fourth quarter.
Should go pretty quickly.
St. Louis Park trying to hold on to a shutout. De La Salle still having their starting quarterback in there, Hoban.
So a minute 45 left. We'll see if De La Salle airs one out with the wind behind them.
This is a handoff that's going to be stacked up.
And it looks like a safety.
I think forward progress, right?
Oh, yeah. See, that's why you're smart.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
The seasoned veteran over here. Of course, there's forward progress.
Good defense, though, by the Orioles.
And we've seen great defense from them all night. So just about a minute left in the game. And we should only have time for a couple more plays.
Right, De La Salle just backed up deep in their own territory. Just wants to get out of here without giving any more points up to the St. Louis Park Orioles.
And I hope they got a bus. I hope they fired that thing up a long time ago and cranked the heat.
There's a pitch to the near side, out of bounds.
Number 16 on the carry for the Islanders.
So you can see our roster's not up to date.
No, it is not.
Shoved out of bounds by number 65, Dunlap for the Orioles.
We had Dunlap with the shoving them out of bounds. 15
yeah, and
seconds
that's
left.
going to do it.
And they are lining up. So St. Louis Park with a 41 donut. Great night for the Orioles. And you got to hand it to De La Salle. They really just never did quit. They have a small squad.
That brings us to the
Everybody played hard.
You know, the most points that St. Louis Park has scored this season was 28 points. And so put up 41 against De La Salle here. That's a nice offensive output. We saw. You have to really, we've seen great game by Hager. Dvorak on the offensive end, but Ellingson did a great job really to not turn over the football. I mean, again, as a quarterback, taking that ball from a shotgun position, and credit also to their snapper for being able to get that ball back to Ellingson in this kind of weather, in these kind of conditions. So,
absolutely, they did a great job taking care of the ball. Kind of a whole team effort. And it was fun to see, and they gave a great game for some really tough fans. We got to give a shout out to these fans that sat through this too.
Absolutely,
because that wind is howling right through the seats, and most of them stuck with it right here till the end. And I'm sure they're looking forward to getting inside as well. So.
There weren't many kids out here.
No,
it seemed to be the parents that braved the conditions, but the kids are back somewhere. But again, you can see the De La Salle sideline. They had some decent fans that stuck around to the end of the game. So again, we hope any of the players that were carted out injured or carted out tonight, that we wish them the best and hope for their health. And I'd be remiss without thanking our crew tonight.
Great crew.
Yes. Did an outstanding job, and braving the elements, and they probably want us to finish up here so that they can get out of the.
I think we need to break this down for a few more minutes.
Yeah, Paul, we're going to do a 15-minute wrap up here. Is that okay? Anyways, Paul, pleasure again working with you. We want to thank everyone who tuned in to tonight's game. Final score here from St. Louis Park: Orioles 41, De La Salle nothing. Good night.